What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man George.
Saying, guys, how you living out there? Shout out to the free thinkers, of course. Shout out to everybody that's been following us on Def to Radio, our website. DefToRadio.com is our website, and Def to Radio, our Instagram. We appreciate everybody that's been following us on both. The information for both will be in the description. Both of those platforms are a great way to support the channel and also to kind of get on our radar for requests.
And as always, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure it's set to all so you get all our videos as they drop. Up and coming artists, man, you know what to do. Click the link in the description. We'll do about 60 seconds of your song in the front of one of our up and coming videos. Get you some exposure, baby. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check that out, man. So we're getting back to TOBi, man. This is special for us, man. Check out our reaction by TOBi, City Blues. We did that a while back. And real dope song, real dope artist, man. Sweet Poison is my favorite song from him.
Poison is dope.
Dude, I love that song. Dollars and Cents is another one I always go back to, man. He should at least be visible, you know, because the dude has the talent. He has what it takes right now. No grooming needed.
Let's get into it. TOBi, someone I knew.
How much longer till we're through? Yeah. How much longer till we're through? How much longer till we're through? Yeah. How much longer till we're through?
Hardly show up on time to the party, yes, we the tardiest. Never good at chronology, I measure time and memories. Where were you when the towers fell? I was 7. Sitting at home, auntie bust through the door in a frenzy. Facing horror shock, yelling at moms in the kitchen. I pretend I wasn't listening, but still paying attention. Life is a gift, and if God wills it, live it. Inshallah, we don't face the world with a stigma. Where were you when you first held a gun? I was 5, playing hide and seek in my parents' room. Went under the bed, the perfect spot for me to hide. Dark brown mahogany handle on my hand like camouflage. Where were you when Michael died? I was 15. The singer I idolized, immortalized in my mind. Living with my cousins in a foreign land. Sitting in living rooms, wishing my spin move could hang. My nose used to look like his. Maybe God's a magician and we look like twins. Maybe one day I'm taking off the runway and floating with the sun rays around, though my tongue weighs me down. My mind roaming cause I'm fly, homie. In the United States, I done spend way too much time zoning. I try to look up to the skies with my eyes open, but I'm blindfolded by the lies that they all told me. Goddamn.
Right there, you know, we're gonna get back to the rest of the song. I just want to point out, because the way he started this song, it just seems like he was just taking us through his memories.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna kind of take the straightforward approach here, because he started the song by saying hardly show up on time to the party. Yes, we the tardiest. So I'm assuming when he says we the tardiest, hardly show up on time, and he says we the tardiest, I think he's talking about CPT time or CP time. I measure my time in memories. You know, so, and then he starts going through memories.
Yep.
When he says, where were you when the towers fell? I was 7, you know, sitting at home. And then the imagery that he painted here, right? Because I remember where I was when the towers fell. I was in school, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody at the school was completely silent. We had TVs on. It was TVs in the classroom. All the TVs was just showing that the towers getting hit by that plane over and over. It was looping it over and over again. Yep. Dead quiet. Classes stopped. I remember that vividly. Then he talks about, you know, where he was when he first held a gun. So again, I just love the approach. I'm still trying to really understand what he's trying to say here. You know what I mean? But I do like how he started it by saying, yep, I measure time in memories, right? So I measure time. Time to me is just my experiences and my memories. Because yes, I do the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
I know where I was when the towers fell. I knew where I was, you know what I mean, when I got first joined the JV basketball team, right? I know what time that was, right? That helps, especially as you get older.
Yes, it
You know
does.
what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so I was in, you know, this album came out, especially with music sometimes. Okay, this album came out, and I remember when I was listening to this song. Okay, so that had to be 2003.
It's very relatable.
Yes.
You know what I mean? When you talk about how he's writing, and that's what I love about this song so far. He's just a really great writer, and it really kind of paints a picture, and you're like, oh yeah, we all kind of do that. And when he said specifically, when he's talking about where were you when the towers fell, he said he was 7. And he was very, very young, right? And he said his mom was yelling and, his aunt came in a frenzy and all this other stuff. And he said he pretended he wasn't paying attention, he pretended he wasn't listening, but he was paying attention, because he knew it was something dramatic that had happened. He was 5 when he held a gun, and then Michael Jackson died. These are all things that he can kind of correlate that were big events that we all can kind of relate to. But it just kind of seems like he's just trying to go through all of the events in his head. And I don't know if that's going to lead to something negative or if that's going to lead to something that kind of made him the man that he is. So we'll see.
How much longer till we're through?
Far from religious, close to his intuition. Praying for forgiveness from the patron saint of sinners. Left hand on the scripture, right hand to the heavens. This vision was God-given, it's worked on in the shadows. We the 04 Pistons. No stars, just winners. No Tayshawn's, just princes, kings. Cause legacy built bridges. Trying to be the best man I can you dig it? Not a pawn in no military state prison. Paid off piglets, treatment like villains, that's based off pigment. Gotta be kidding. Oh man, we in war times. Sometimes I ask myself, am I an artist or archive of hard times? Seen lifelong ties split apart like apartheid. Fuck out of here, got me wondering where the light. Ain't no light at the, nah, fucking light at the end of the tunnel, homie, I am the light. Expose and tarnish and promise you really ain't half as bright. Me and homie ain't the light, no more vigils by candlelight. See I'm slipping banana like Mrs. Splitting banana like they been tricking us all our life and not moving and getting right with through.
Hey, listen everybody. This is Phil Ramon, and you're listening to TOBi. Welcome to Panic.
Someone I knew, is that a friend of his? Is that TOBi? Or is it God? And I think it's God. I think he's talking about God because he's chronicling everything that's kind of happened in his life. You know what I mean? When he was 7 and all the way up until now. And maybe he's frustrated with what has happened. And maybe he's like, man, I once knew God, but now I'm kind of like, no, that if somebody I was very close to, and maybe now I'm just a little bit more reserved in how I believe in certain teachings, because he said something along the lines of far from religious, but close to his intuition. I don't know if that's his own intuition or if that is God's intuition. Left hand's on the scripture, right hand to the heavens. This vision was God given. It's worked on in shadow. So that to me sounds like someone that has a kind of a spiritual being. You know what I mean? It still sounds like he believes in God to a certain extent, but maybe just not all to the point where you're just living your life by any particular religion.
Strict religious principles.
Yeah. But a couple lines that I liked a lot, man. He said, we the 04 Pistons. No stars, just winners. I love that. That's, how I love basketball references in general. You know what I mean? No Tayshawn's, just princes and kings, right? Tayshaun Prince played for the Detroit Pistons, and that season that they won the championship, that 04 season, they were he said no stars, but they had 4 All-Stars that year, actually. So, but
I think that's like one of those situations where you kind of have to make them All-Stars. Yeah.
But the point he was making is it wasn't any superstar on that team. No one man got the job. It wasn't like, here you go, Jordan, make it happen. Here you go, Kobe, make it happen. Here you go, T-Mac, make it happen. It wasn't like that.
Just a team of dudes that's winning.
Yes, exactly. And it's they put in the grunt work. There was a blue collar type of team, and that's kind of what I feel like he's saying, because he said legacy builds bridges. He's also, we are princes and kings and stuff like that, you know. And if we use our, I was gonna say powers, but yeah, that works. If you use your powers for good, you know, good things happen, right? Am I an artist or an archive of hard times? That's beautiful, man, because he's kind of chronicling all the stuff that happened in his life. And he's like, damn, am I an artist or am I like an almanac of just historic facts? You know what I mean? That has kind of been, you know, just difficult times in my life. If I was being honest, I didn't love the chorus, TOBi, if I'm being honest, but the song, and I mean, dude, I mean, I love the beat. I think the beat is cool. I think, you know, your writing is on point, you know, and it always gives me something to kind of chew on and really kind of digest and really kind of think about. So for me, I liked it, man.
This has religious undertones all in it, in my opinion. But I'm also taking it like it's someone I knew, like I've lost touch with God. Someone I knew, because he said, but he died for me and you. So to me, that indicates that it's God, it's Jesus, right? He died for our sins. He died for me and you. So that's where the connection is coming from, why I believe he's talking about God. But I also believe he's talking about himself as well. I believe that he's lost touch with certain things within himself. And I almost feel like the way him going back into his memories is him trying to recall who he is and trying to maybe just going back to the fundamentals.
Right.
And I say that because in this verse here, he's talking about, it seems like he's talking about people who was close to him, right? And there was a split, a separation of sorts. Exposing, tarnishing promises. You really ain't half as bright. Me and homie ain't nan alike. So me and homie, me and some friend of his, we ain't alike. So it sounds like he's at odds with somebody, right? No more vigils by candlelight. See him slipping, banana-like, mission splitting, banana-like, banana split. But the mission is splitting. We're going our own separate ways is what that sounds like. You know, they've been tricking us all our life, and I'm moving to get it right. We're through. So to me, it sounds like he was going through something with a close friend or someone that he thought was a friend, and he separated. And then he said, seen lifelong ties split apart like apartheid. Lifelong ties split apart like apartheid, right? Fuck out of here, he said that. He made it a point to say, fuck out of here, right? It sounded angry. Like he was like, you know, when you say fuck out of here, like you're annoyed or you're mad about done with something or someone, right? Then he said, got me wondering, where's the light? You know what I mean? So he said that he is the light after that, but I think that he's talking about a struggle there. He's talking about something that was he was struggling with. And it seems like just close relationships were fizzling out, or he was at odds with someone, and I just think he lost his way. So when he says someone I knew, I think he's talking about himself and God, but maybe talking about maybe how he needs to find his way back to God to get aligned again. Like this line here, trying to be the best man I can be. Can you Tay dig it? You know, shout out to Tay Diggs. He played in the movie The Best Man. Trying to be the best man I can be. Tay dig it. Can you dig it though? Can you get what I'm saying? What did he say? In and out of states, I didn't spend too much time zoning. I try to look up to the skies with my eyes open, but I'm blindfolded by the lies that they all told me. God damn. I'm blindfolded by the lies that they all told me. God damn. So he's time zoning in that he's going into different time zones. He's flying in and out of state, but he spends his time zoning as well. And then he's thinking about all the lies that they told him. And he said, God damn. So it comes off to me like, man, maybe there's been a struggle for TOBi. Maybe it's an artistic struggle. Maybe it's just personal close relationships haven't worked. Maybe he's frustrated with the status of his career and he thinks he should be further along. And then, you know, that's why there's that sort of, and it just seems like now he's getting back to basics and that reinforcement of, you know, a lot of things are done in the shadows, and we're the 04 Pistons, blue collar, we're working to get it right. You know what I mean? But how much longer is this shit gonna take? But also I think that there's this sort of societal thing that TOBi is speaking of. You know what I mean? When he says we're, it's collective. It's not just him. You know what I mean? We're just going through hard times. He's personally going through his own struggle, but I think he's also talking about just the state of, you know, maybe where we are as a world, like, you know, how much longer until we're through. So someone I knew isn't like, God, where you at? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But also maybe he's trying to get back in touch with who he is and where he's at in his life, or where getting back to fundamentals so he can get back to his true essence, maybe. You know what I mean? So, you know, hopefully I can appreciate that. You know, but I he definitely gave us a lot to chew on that, man. And I just think as far as the production, I really, really like the production. I think there's some horns in there I heard. I think the beat it's got a little soulful in there. And I told Ryan, I was just like, yo, I think this could be a motherfucking in a goddamn musical. Yeah. And sort of like a musical break to a degree. You know, and I just think rappers need to, especially guys that are talented like this, need to start thinking outside the box with how what mediums that they use their music for. But you
Yeah.
know, we'll talk about that and some other things we got coming up, man. But dope, great artist, great writer,
Yes, sir.
well written, good melody in this. He's a dope dude, man. So
Make sure y'all check out TOBi, man.
check out TOBi.
Yeah,
man.
check him out, man.
Support the real ones, man. Support the dudes that's really getting busy, man, with that pen. You know what I'm saying? And that talent. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm George. That's Ryan. Make sure y'all check us out on defteradio.com. We out.